Now, friends and family described the 11 people killed in the shooting as loving, caring, and pillars of this community. They were at this temple nearly every day and every week. 8 men and 3 women were killed. The youngest was 54, the oldest was 97. They include a married couple, 2 brothers, and a doctor, all beloved by their synagogue and their neighborhood. Nikki Battiste looked at the lives that they led. She's nearly outside the Tree of Life. She's here with me right now, actually, and so many incredible stories you hear about these people whose lives were taken.
They were unbelievable people. Many of the victims lived in this Jewish community their entire lives. One couple even got married at the Tree of Life synagogue here 62 years ago. The 11 victims each have different stories and different backgrounds, but their shared impact here will not be forgotten.
He would give the shirt off your back. He would help anybody that needed help.
Stephen Hall says faith was everything to his uncle Daniel Stein. And when Hall received an alert of an active shooter at the Tree of Life synagogue Saturday morning, he feared the worst.
Right away, my heart sank. I called my aunt right away, and she picked up the phone and was yelling, "Stephen, I can't get a hold of him." I said, "Let me try," and we tried to call, and I got nothing but a voicemail.
Dr. Jerry Rabinowitz was a highly respected doctor in the area. His friend and colleague, Dr. Tracy Levy, described him as loving.
What was he like?
Very kind and caring and concerning, and just a real human being. And we would use the word mensch.
Joyce Feinberg was a research specialist at the University of Pittsburgh's Learning, Research and Development Center. The staff there called her an engaging, elegant, and warm person. 65-year-old Dennis Richard Gottfried had just celebrated his 38th wedding anniversary. In a tweet, his nephew Jacob said, "Today I lost an important person in my life. My uncle was murdered doing what he loved, praying to God." And brothers Cecil and David Rosenthal, who both were special needs adults, were mainstays at the Tree of Life synagogue, attending services weekly.
I knew Cecil. We're family friends.
Rabbi Morty Rudolph called Cecil sweet and kind.
People of all abilities are very much a part of the community. It's all kind of part of that fabric of what the community is. You know, Cecil was as well.
Funerals in the Jewish religion are usually soon after someone passes away, but the coroner's office will have to balance its investigative findings with the burials. In Biana, the first funeral is scheduled for tomorrow for the Rosenthal brothers, and one resident here told me Cecil Rosenthal was like the honorary mayor of this town.
These 2 brothers, everyone loved these 2 brothers, and I think the Yiddish word mensch is something that we're all going to be using here as we talk about these people whose lives were taken. And of course, thank you, Nikki. We'll have much more ahead from Pittsburgh, including a conversation by CBS Evening News anchor Jeff Glor with a rabbi and 3 of the faithful who worship at the Tree of Life synagogue, why they say working together is the best way to respond to trauma. And before I toss it back to you, Norah, I just wanted to let you know that it's been reported that a children's Shabbat service was scheduled, as it typically is, on Saturdays for that morning. One of the children was not able to make it, and they rescheduled it for Sunday. There could have been a lot more casualties, including children, in this terrible shooting.
Oh, and that is so chilling to hear that. And you think about so many of the victims who were really dedicated not only to their religious community, but also to the Pittsburgh community, helping people in need. They spent their lives as good people.
I still can't get over this story, and I keep thinking, how many more times does this have to happen? The fact that you go to a place of worship and that you are vulnerable in a place of worship, I still can't understand it.
And they were there, as the USA Today writes in their lead, they were there to celebrate life.
Exactly.
That was the purpose of their gathering.
It's called the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
We're going to have a discussion, too, about how people get radicalized online through some social media sites, how this could happen, and we're going to continue that conversation throughout the show.